Welcome to Brunch with Brian this morning. And it's a Monday, and we are actually wrapping up summer, aren't we? Summer is drawing to a close here. It's summer technically goes through September 21st, but the end of August, Labor Day is close to the end of summer for a lot of us. So we got about a week left of summer. What can you get done in the last week of summer? What connections can you make? What phone calls can you make? What deals can you close? Can you get one more deal done by the end of summer? That's the goal. So we only have about a week left. So that means you got to get active. Even if you can start making a bunch of phone calls, you could get a deal even from scratch. Starting from scratch today, you could have a deal by the end of the summer if you take a bunch of action. Now, what actions are you going to take? You're not going to be able to send out a bunch of marketing and wait around for sellers to call you back. You're going to have to take action with opening calls. So you're going to have to make some opening calls, FSBO opening calls, listing realtor opening calls, landlord opening calls, off-market property opening calls. Start reaching out to some possible deals and see if you can't turn something up this week. Let's really put a push on. See if even if you don't get anything closed, actually closed this week, let's see if we could find a deal that you're going to get closed this week. So let's get some effort out there in the marketing, get some effort reaching out there to some sellers to try to get some action going. I talk about an email that I want you to send out, or excuse me, a text blast. So I haven't talked about this for a while, but if you want to see what you can generate here at the end of the summer, try this. I'm going to give you a text message here that we have all of our students send out when they first get going. And this is a way of informing other people on your phone list that you're doing real estate and you're looking for referrals. So what I want you to put it in this text message is 3 sentences. Okay, so the first sentence is, with everything going on in the real estate market, comma, I've been a lot more active lately. So even if this person hasn't heard from you for 5 years and maybe they don't even know you were ever in real estate, that kind of covers it. So with everything going on in the real estate market, I've been a lot more active lately, period. Okay, so that sets them up. Then you say, second sentence is, if you send me a seller or buyer I help, I'll pay you $1,000. Okay, $1,000. We used to do $250. We used to do $350. Doesn't make people really sit up and take notice like $1,000. Okay, so, and you're making 20, 30,000. If it's a buy and hold property, you could make literally over 100 grand on that house. So, $1,000 is a small price to pay. And in fact, if you can get somebody regularly sending you good deals, you're happy to pay $1,000 a deal. So now remember, it's just, now your third sentence, that will get you some potential referrals. However, there's another sentence that's going to maybe double or triple your response rate. So the first sentence, again, if you're writing, you should be writing this down because this is something you could send out today to everybody on your phone list, literally everyone on your phone list, to start getting some referrals. So the third sentence, though, is the close that it's going to help you get more referrals. So what do you say in the third sentence? You say, I'm not a typical investor. Because what's their hang up right now? Why wouldn't they send you somebody right off of those first 2 sentences for $1,000? Because they're worried you're going to embarrass them. Their thought is investors always lowball people, and that's how they get deals. They lowball everybody. Well, I don't want you with that reputation. I remember when we're buying buy and hold properties with seller financing, there's 4 terms that we discuss, and I think I'm going to make a jingle of it someday, but it's purchase price, monthly payment, length of term, and down payment. Okay, so if you have the other 3, purchase price is not the primary consideration. You can pay $10,000 more than what you think a house is worth, literally. Okay, and if you get a great deal on the other 3 terms, which is what? Monthly payment. So let's say they give you a low monthly payment where you have a $500 a month positive cash flow. Okay, that's great. Length of term, hey, they're giving you 30 years, no problem, no balloon, no nothing. And how much down? Nothing down. So how can you lose? it almost doesn't matter what you pay for the price when you do it that way. So, but people are going to be concerned that you're going to lowball them if they are going to send you referrals. So this third sentence is really important. If you're writing this down, which you absolutely should be writing this down, if you're not writing this down, you're really blowing it. So again, play it over. If you can't write it down now, just play it over later and write it down and send this out. You can test it. You can send it to 5 or 10 people. You can send it to your entire phone list, 1,000 people, whatever you want to do here. But this is something I want you to start texting to people on a regular basis. So again, the first line is, with everything going on in the real estate, you can say, hi, Joe, or, greetings, Mary, or whatever you're going to say for your opening. Then what do you say? You say, with everything going on in the real estate market, comma, I've been a lot more active lately. If you send me a seller or buyer I help, comma, I'll pay you $1,000. Can we usually do a dollar sign and a 1,000, all right? Now, the third sentence that's so important is this. I'm not a typical investor, comma, I often pay full price. I'm not a typical investor. I often pay full price. And that's going to be the close. That's where they realize, hey, I guess I'll send him. If he pays full price for a house, then what can be bad about this? So that's where you're going to get some referrals. Now, if you know people who are tangentially related to real estate or maybe immersed in real estate, those people are probably going to be pretty good potential referral sources. If you're sending this to your aunt, Joyce, who lives in Kansas City, I want you to get referrals of deals at a distance too. Remember, you can do this anywhere in America. So in fact, that may be a point. If you are sending it to a whole bunch of people in other states, usually you're okay with just that messaging. They assume that you can close a deal there. Otherwise, you wouldn't be sending them a referral. Okay, but if someone does call and say, so I'm in Kansas City, or they text you back, do you do deals in Kansas City? You say, absolutely, I do deals anywhere in the United States. And when you're doing those deals at a distance, how do you do them? Well, we have a whole system on doing deals at a distance with a bunch of video training and all that stuff. But basically, you're going to just get it under contract. You're going to have somebody look at the house for you. Now, if it's that person, if somebody sends you a referral from another state, they're in that state. So maybe they could even turn themselves into your boots on the ground and maybe even eventually be your partner and be doing deals with you in that state. So, but if they call and say, so you work in all states, you say, absolutely. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean you're going to do a fix and flip 1,000 miles away. If you've never done one, you don't have a crew, you don't know that you can trust, you may not start off doing a fix and flip 1,000 miles away, but you can always do a wholesale. So if you get a decent price, you get a decent deal on an ugly house, a distressed house, then you can just flip it in as a wholesale deal and hopefully make 5 or 10 or 15,000. Okay, that's fine. That's great. But if it's a nice house, you're going to try to get it with seller financing and then hang on to it as long as you can. And it's going to be a buy and hold property. So that's mainly what you're looking for. Hopefully you're going to get a buy and hold property referral. That's what I prefer. That's the deal. You're going to make a lot of money over time. And again, if this person is on your phone list, they already know you. There's hopefully a level of trust there. And so they're a lot more likely to send you a lead. Plus they're getting $1,000 and plus you offer full price. So send that text out. This is an important marketing method that you could generate some good business for you between now and the end of the year. We basically got fall and the beginning of winter, to look at as summer is wrapping up. So let's try to get, if you can try to average one deal a month, that's always a target. If you're doing one deal a month, you're going to make a ton of money in this business if you can keep that up. So you don't have to do 3 to 5 to multiple deals per month to get rich in real estate. If you just do one buy and hold property per month, you're going to make a ton of money. If you do 10 a year, even if you do 5 a year, you do 5 or 10 a year, you're going to do great. But let's see if we can't get something found by the end of summer here. Let's do a little sense of urgency here and call the end of summer, September, after this Labor Day weekend. And so let's see what we can generate, even if you're not going to get it all the way closed or anything. See if you can send out that referral message to a bunch of people, even just test it with 5 or 10 people if you want, or to go nuts, and do the blast. All right. And so when you send that out again, be ready. And you might want to follow up with certain people. You know, if certain people that you know are in real estate and might be more likely to send you referrals, you might want to call them up after you send that, give them a day or two and say, hey, did you get my message the other day? You know, I'm doing a lot of great things with real estate, with seller financing, with creative financing. So it's a little bit different. We offer full price to those folks, you know, and it's a great deal. So see what you can get going there. I think you can, you know, send that out and get some instant potential referrals, depending on how many people you know. I mean, some of you guys know a lot of people, have a lot of potential contacts, and a lot of people in real estate who are real estate related. So that's a big plus too. So let's start our last week of summer in a big way, getting the word out there. And then, of course, like I said, you can always just pick up the phone and start calling your FSBOs. All your FSBO script, your off market, your landlord, and your listing realtor opening calls are all in your forms folder in your what to say system on our member website. Okay, so go over there and get those, print off a bunch of those. Don't forget to print up a bunch of closing call prep sheets. Anytime you're sitting there making opening calls, you should be taking your notes on the closing call prep sheet and planning for your closing call while you're making your opening call. Okay, so boy, lots of instruction today. I went about my normal time. I always like to check in and see what you guys are doing. If I get talking fast, sometimes I don't get to say hi to everybody. Robert, hey David, haven't seen you in a little bit. Great to see you here. Isabel, oh, a great realtor connection. Realtors are awesome, guys. Caleb, you're always giving us great news. 2 wholesale deals under contract, looking for buyers. Caleb, what state are those? Let us know where those are. Morning, Lee. Lee, okay, and let us know, guys. Now, if you need help, if you've got a good deal, but you need some help, you let us know what you need. You know, you guys can always contact the office, support@thewolfcouple.com through email. And you can always call us, 888-RICH-NOW, okay? 888-RICH-NOW. Thanks, Robert. Tony, okay, yeah. Text replacement. Yeah. And, you know, Lynette knows how to do all that phone stuff, but, you know, it's good to get good on your phone. Lynette's better than I am on the phone, but this is a copy and paste situation. There's ways to do text blasts too. If you own a certain software program, or there's something called Mobi. If you want to do, if you want to start sending out text blasts, now most people don't, and there is some rules about that. It's texting a bunch of people. You're supposed to have some prior communication with people or something before you send out a bunch of text blasts. So there is some rules around that, but basically if they're on your phone, they're fair game. So you can certainly send out a text blast to everybody on your phone. But you can check out, there's some software programs that enable you to do text blasts to a whole big long list without having to copy and paste and without having to put. Now, obviously, you're not going to put everybody's email address in one big massive email and send this out once, or text it to a whole bunch of people at once, like a big long text list. This is something where you can't let everybody see everybody else's texts. So you're not, you're basically sending it out each individually person. So it is a big cut and paste deal. But like I said, there are software programs that can help facilitate that. My goodness, I'm running long now. Isabel, yes. So use that text, guys. Get a hold of people. And in your Facebook Messenger, Tony always has great ideas. You can send it out to everybody who's on Facebook, all of your Instagram. If you have Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, all your followers everywhere on there, yeah. Okay. Facebook and that, yeah, that's a big thing, is to get your tech stuff figured out as much as you can. Missouri. Okay, so these are properties in Missouri. That if anybody's working that Missouri area, a couple wholesales. Now, of course, these are going to need fix and flipping. So if you live in the Missouri area, do a direct message to Caleb and tell him you might be interested in fix and flip in that area. Okay. What cities are they in, Caleb? In Missouri? Missouri, every state's a decent size. Are they in Springfield or where are they? So yeah. So guys, I want you to do this, send this out, and get rolling, get rocking and rolling. See what you can do this last week of summer. We've got one last week of summer here, as you can see, or I don't know if you can really tell this, but it's rainy here. It's cloudy and rainy here today. We're getting, we actually got rained. We didn't get rained out of pickleball entirely. We were out there in the rain. Pickleball, if you're relatively careful, you can't play a real game and run, but you can do drills. That's how desperate we are and how addicted we are to pickleball. Standing out there literally in the drizzling rain doing drills. Oh my gosh. But then now Lynette actually went down. My son is a pickleball coach at a place. If you live in the Phoenix area, you can go get pickleball coaching at an indoor place called Pickleball Backyard. So our son Kale, he's really loving pickleball. So he picked up a little side job as a pickleball coach down there at Pickleball Backyard. So that's always fun, and you can play inside. So where do you think Lynette is? Yeah, she's playing indoor pickleball right now. That's how addicted she is. So always great to see everybody. Sorry for I went long today, but it's always great information and hopefully good motivation. So let's see what we can cook up this week, guys. Let's get a little bit of focus here and try to find one hot lead that's going to end up being a deal before the end of this week. At least one for summer. Okay, so make a bunch of calls, do that text blast, follow up with the good leads on your text blast chain, see who you can find that would be good. And we will talk to you guys tomorrow. So have a wonderful day. Oops, I didn't do my affirmation. So our affirmation is, let's see. Our affirmation for today is, I love doing deals. Okay, I love doing deals. Ready? 1, 2, 3. I love doing deals. I love doing deals. I love doing deals. Yes. All right, so deep breathing. Nice deep breath in. Hold your breath. And okay. One more, 2 more. Deep breath in, hold a little bit. And I saw this movie, The Whale, last night. And oh my gosh, I hope everybody's taking good care of themselves. Okay, one more deep breath in. Hold your breath a minute. And I just love you guys. I want all of you to live a long life. I want you to be happy, not have physical ailments, and be a happy, healthy person. So I'm so happy to have you here on Brunch with Brian. It's my honor and privilege to see you in the mornings, and I will see you back here tomorrow. Until then, keep expecting success.